Beaming to your device directly from the Forbidden Forest outside Hogwarts Castle Extension located somewhere in Southern California, it's the Hollywood Horror Nerds, your number one source for news, speculation, and discussion exclusively for Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights and FanFest Nights. And now to your hosts, Undead Ed and Slytherin's latest prefect, Alco Malfoy.
Welcome.
Well, Alco, thanks for inviting me out to the Forbidden Forest. I know I'm not allowed in Hogwarts Castle. I believe you called me a filthy, dirty muggle. Was that correct?
Oh, don't worry about all those rules and regulations about muggles. Oh, I know I have had some bad history with your kind, but I'm really glad you came to the Forbidden Forest alone without telling anyone that you were coming here.
Would you say all those nasty rumors about the Malfoys are just fake news?
What rumors? I mean, what? No. No, we are kind, loving people.
Well, Alco, the reason I'm here is not just to get a glimpse of your amazing exotic wildlife, but to talk about the subject that is on everyone's mind at this, important time in the world for our country. No one can stop talking about it. It is Universal Studios FanFest Nights 2026. Of course it is. You knew that's what I was going to say. The reason we're here is because Harry Potter is getting upgraded in FanFest Nights this year. It got upgraded from just some characters and a little light show to a full walkthrough experience. Very exciting. But wait, breaking news just happened yesterday. We had to throw out our whole show map because there is a new Halloween Horror Nights Nightmares speculation map. These are the premier speculation map. This is where we source a lot of the information that we bring you. These are the little pictures on the map that are coded. We talked about one in the last episode, but things are heating up. There's another one, so it was going to be a full FanFest episode, but now we're going to have to lead with the breaking news. So we're going to talk about, you guessed it, Halloween Horror Nights. Alco, are you excited?
I am very excited. I am excited for September to come.
I can hear the excitement in your voice.
Ooh.
I am very excited. I am excited for Horror Nights.
Oh, you muggles, and your distaste for the wizarding world. This is exactly how a wizard sounds when he is excited.
All right, good.
No,
you got that stiff upper wizard lip.
Muggles, you just don't understand. No, I am very excited. I'm looking into my crystal ball to see what else I can see, and I am excited to see what September, what Horror Nights has to come, and hey, we're 1 month closer to Midsummer Scream, where Murdy will make his revelations.
We are. Now we're excited for Midsummer Scream. I think we should have a whole Midsummer Scream pre-show this year, because I don't know about you, but I have big plans for the costume that I haven't really worked on yet, but I should be working on it, and I will be very soon.
Presumably, you muggles will make it by scratch. I, thankfully, with the Malfoy money, will just
order one of those really fancy Japanese costumes.
We'll just order. Excuse you. I'll have my elves do it for me. Thank you very much. All my house elves will do it for me.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, just make sure they don't grab a sock out of the costume when it arrives.
Oh, no. They are making clothes. They are not being gifted clothes. Very different. Very, very different.
Very different. All right. So we're going to talk about Horror Nights first. And then FanFest, which we have a much clearer picture on now. Not as clear as I like. I thought there would be a few more announcements, because these announcements came out pretty early in the month, and I was like, let's wait and see, because they'll announce a few more things to fill it out. They haven't. They're holding it pretty close to the chest so far, but we do have kind of the shape of the event is out there. Very interesting to see how it compares to our speculation, I think. We're going to start with Horror Nights. It's further out there, I think, because I want you to watch the whole show. So I think if I start with Horror Nights, you'll stay hooked, and you won't just go to your AI-generated chapters and skip into the FanFest stuff. Let's see. So let's get into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is rumors. So before we get to the map, there were a few rumors that I want to talk about. They're both a little out there. The first one is a show. Now, I know I texted you about this. Do you remember what I texted you about what's coming to the DreamWorks Theater?
I believe you said it was... No, I don't remember.
It's weird. You don't remember. It's weird. It's a weird one. So this was leaked by a well-known, well-respected leaker in the Horror Nights community. It's someone that I speculated before that he's semi-employed by Universal. I think the Universal feeds him. They specifically feed some to this guy to chum the waters because he has a pretty good rating of accuracy. He's very respected, but this is straining. This is straining his credibility. He says in the DreamWorks show. So you remember this was last year. They had the Chainsaw Man anime Universal Studios Japan import in this space. The year before that, they had Late Night with Chucky, which we were very excited for. I think it was like number 1 or 2 on our anticipation rating, and it was a big letdown because it felt very PG-13, and we wanted the R Chucky.
Yeah,
so
that Chucky was.
They're going back to the format. They're going back to the late night format. So it's going to be another live show with a puppet, but it's not going to be Chucky. You want to guess? You want to guess what it's going to be?
It's Glenn or Glenda, isn't it?
Glenda. It's not. It's not a killer doll this time. Instead, we're swapping out the killer doll for the foul-mouthed teddy bear. It's everyone's favorite Seth MacFarlane creation. It's Ted. Ted. Late Night with Ted at Universal Horror. You don't know who Ted is. It's because his movie. I don't remember when it came out. It came out. I was in
2014.
High school. I think it was like the first. It was one of the first R-rated movies I went to. So yeah, 2015. So 11 years ago, it had a sequel that did okay. It has a Peacock show that does okay now.
2015, you were in college.
You're right. You're right. It was older than that because I was in high school. I was 17 years old. It was 2011.
2011. 2015.
Yeah.
Excuse you.
It's an old. It's not old, but it's an older movie now.
It's more than 10 years old. He has a show
on Peacock.
Stop talking before we get sad about age.
He has a show on Peacock, so I imagine that's why they're promoting it now because they're trying to have a cross promotion. Also, I imagine Seth MacFarlane probably was like, "I like Horror Nights. Let's do something for Horror Nights. Let's have Ted be in there." Or maybe someone in the... It's very bizarre. It's out of left field. I don't think anyone was speculating Ted would come to Horror Nights. What's your reaction? Are you excited for Ted?
He's just... I mean, Seth MacFarlane just sounds like he just wants to expand his reach and horizons. But, I mean...
yeah, that's kind of hard. I mean, I'll go do it. I'm interested in it. If Seth MacFarlane comes in and told them, look, I'll give you Ted, but you can't filter him. It has to be rated R Ted. So he's actually foul-mouthed and vulgar. Which the whole joke of Ted is he's a teddy bear and the little boy wishes that his teddy bear was alive and his wish is magically granted. But then the little boy and the teddy bear both grow up into... They're like typical Boston residents. So they're foul-mouthed and he smokes and he drinks. That's the whole joke. He's not like a nasty teddy. He's not like a nasty guy. He's just kind of a normal working class Boston guy. So he swears and he drinks and he smokes and he does drugs and he hangs out with local Boston celebrities. It wasn't a bad movie. It was funny.
I mean, it's funny because it was random.
Yeah, it was that era of humor. It was very family. It was better than I think most Family Guy episodes. It had more of a heart to it.
I just
weird.
looked it up.
It's not horror. There's nothing in Ted that is horror themed.
No. I think the only horror theme of Ted is the fact that there's a freaking talking teddy bear. That's
but it's not even presented as a scary thing. It's like in the world of Ted, everyone just kind of accepted that there's a talking teddy bear that lives in Boston. It's not exciting to anyone. Yeah,
and I like how in the show they show that he has a job as a clerk at a grocery store and all.
Yeah, he works at a supermarket. Ted 2's about Ted trying to get married, and he doesn't. Teddy bears aren't. It's not legally allowed, so he has to go to Washington and petition to get married.
I don't understand how it's. Is it for the law? It has to be humans. Is it strictly say humans or just? Oh well.
Yeah, between two persons.
What is person?
I really don't. I don't have a lot to say about Late Night with Ted.
If a company can be a person, why can't a teddy bear be a person?
Well, a company can't get married.
That's called a merger.
Yeah. Well, Ted could have done a merger. Anyways, I just don't have much to say about this other than it's really weird. I guess I like it more than the Japan import because it'll be in English, and I'm just not an anime guy. I don't know if it'll be more popular than the anime import would be because I know there's a big anime contingent out there that also loves Horror Nights.
Just
I don't know.
say
It's a
the
weird cross promotion pick that they're doing here.
the anime import would cost more because of the tariffs.
Ted's a good domestic Ted. All right, that's enough politics. We're gonna move on.
We
We're
have our
moving on from Ted.
domestic magic. Oh, anyways, this
We're
movie came out in
moving on.
June 2012, so it's
Yeah.
turning
Okay.
14
So
years
yeah,
old.
we were close.
Yeah, yeah. All right, next moving
So
on.
Ted, Late Night with Ted. We'll see. We'll see if that one pans out. I am a little bit skeptical.
Hesitant.
But the Legacy guy was like, yeah, I've like triple checked this. I'm very confident. I've heard it from different people. So I'm putting it out there. So we'll see. Late Night with Ted. What a world. The second rumor is also from Legacy. And this one, I doubt even more. He said, along the lines of, oh, I never really thought Stranger Things was coming. Which people have interpreted to mean Stranger Things is
It's
not coming. I'm even more skeptical of this than Ted. I think we talked about it last time. We said effectively Stranger Things is a lock. We themed our whole show to Stranger Things last time.
We
Because
did.
season 6 had just finished. It was still kind of in the zeitgeist. I feel like now the dust is cleared. It's not the thing anymore. But I still think I know there is a contingent of fans online they really didn't like the ending. I don't think that was a general sentiment. I think generally people was like, oh, it was okay. I don't think it was as good as season 4, season 1 and 2, or even really, it was the weakest season, but it was a fine ending of the epilogue. Have you seen it by now?
I have not. I am trying to stay pure out of it. I'm trying to watch it all the way from the season 1 all the way back to the series finale. So I'm making my way downtown.
How far are you?
I'm in season 2. I've been having to stop and go. life has been lifing. I don't have enough time for TV.
That because you'll go from like some of the best to the worst.
Oh, I know. This is you know what this reminds me of? This final season reminded me of the final season of Game of Thrones where everyone's talking trash about it, essentially.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't. This is why I said I don't think it's that. It wasn't Game of Thrones tier. Where like if there was someone who was young and they weren't into horror but they were getting into it, they're like, hey, I'm really interested in Stranger Things, should I watch it? I would say yes. Whereas if someone was getting into fantasy, hey, should I watch Game of Thrones? I would say no, because even though the beginning is so good, the ending is so bad.
Yeah,
it's unwatchable now. I don't think Stranger Things was at that level. I think it was just a step down and not what I still liked. I don't know. We could have a whole episode probably, but maybe we will have a whole episode just about Stranger Things season 6. I just think it's very unlikely that it won't come. I think it's a huge cross promotion. I think Netflix, for a minute there, was a little upset with Horror Nights because they thought their second Stranger Things maze was weak, but that collaboration's been back. They've done Hill House was very successful. Stranger Things 4 House was very successful. The Fallout, which isn't Netflix, another streaming show, that was another successful house for them. So I feel like Netflix isn't going to stand in the way of this. I don't see why Universal wouldn't want it. Again, I think this is the year to do it. It's the year to go out big. I'll be surprised if it doesn't come. I was surprised to see this rumor. What about you?
I mean, yeah. I mean, Stranger Things is such a staple at Horror Nights that I'm like, yeah, I could see them not doing it if that's what the things are leaning towards, but we'll see.
I mean, if they don't do it now, they'll never do it. They'll never be, I mean, maybe in 30 years I'll have the Stranger Things reunion. But this is your last chance to do a Stranger Things maze, which is why I said it would be really fun to do a retrospective and do a little bit from all 5 seasons.
Like a Stranger Things universe kind of deal.
Like a Stranger Things universe maze would be a really cool final Stranger Things maze. Because again, if it doesn't come this year, it's never going to come back.
No.
It'll be out of the way the world churns through stuff now. It'll be out of the zeitgeist, and I don't think it's going to come back in a big way. So I want to see it just to give it a proper send off, if nothing else. See the Demogorgon one more time.
I think people they want maybe the negativity of the final episode, the finale, to die down a little bit before they think about Stranger Things again. Because then if they bring
It'll
it
be a
in too
while. It'll
soon,
be. I mean, it's
it's
February
been
now. The event doesn't start till September, so they have a good. Was that 7 months?
8 months.
That's plenty
Eight.
of time to clear the air.
Oh yeah, 7 months. You're right. You're right. I guess so. I just like how
Okay.
all the cast members have moved on in life, and they're just
Yeah,
like
well, they
doing
all
their own
they take
thing.
like 3 years off in between seasons. They all became adults, and
Yeah,
two of them are balding, which is kind of funny to see. And they're all going off having their own careers now.
I like how they were balding in the show. They're like, we are totally teenagers.
Yeah, yeah. Lucas was getting pretty bad, and who was the other one? Who was the kid with the mullet?
Oh, Joe.
No, not him. He's fine. The Dustin.
Dustin.
There's a few scenes where his hair flips. I could tell the mullet's hiding something.
Yeah, the lack of teeth. Uh,
Okay.
uh,
Moving on. That's it. Those were the rumors I had. So that was going to be the whole Horror Nights portion for this show until this map dropped. So fortunately for us, because we don't want to be up all night, a lot of the symbols are the same. So I'm not going to be refreshing my speculation about them. The ones that are the same are the Jack in the Box, which we deduced to be Jack the Clown fighting with Hollywood Harry. So we're going to root for the home team in that one. I hope Hollywood Harry wins.
yes.
We also think because they had a whole spiel about Hollywood Harry last year at Midsummer Scream, he's due for a comeback. I'm excited for this one as an original. The
Yeah,
next one, this is really interesting. What?
I totally thought Hollywood Harry was going to be the guy in this last year. They talked all about him. This whole history.
I know. Well, it was such a
And-
tease when we were he was on stage like, and now stay tuned, and then nothing was announced about it. So it has to be this year. It had to be leading up to this year. Otherwise, Murdy's a liar, and that can't be true. That'd be like if Santa Claus was a liar.
Well, let's not go there.
Next up,
There's kids
and this
listening
one's
to
interesting. This one's interesting because we just talked about the rumor that Stranger Things was out, according to Legacy. According to Horror Night Nightmares, their grandfather clock is still in, which we interpreted, and most people did, to be Stranger Things.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they're being really cheeky and it's not a clock and it means something else.
I
I
mean,
guess that's possible, but I got it. This is why I'm still ride or die. I think Stranger Things is coming back.
it's a grandfather clock. That is straight up Stranger Things coded.
Yeah, it's very. I can't imagine this clue means anything. So it looks just like the VecNet. It's tilted at a weird angle, and I think it just makes sense. So
It's literally
possible they've
upside
heard
down.
conflicting. It's
literally
possible they've.
upside
Yeah,
down.
it's upside down. You're right. It's an upside down clock. It's even more.
It's literally upside down. It's in the upside down.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
Come on, guys.
I mean, maybe Legacy heard we're not doing Stranger Things season 5. They're doing Stranger Things retrospective.
Season 4.
Maybe
the
he
good
just has bad information, or
which one was the
maybe
best
the
season?
Horror Night Nightmares are wrong.
What? Maybe everyone's wrong.
No, someone's right.
And
It's
Billy
me.
Bobby Brown is just gonna be a maze about Billy Bobby Brown. Millie
I
Bobby
don't
Brown.
like the Enola Holmes maze. I don't think that's what it is. Visions of what was the one we hated with the Dracula?
Right.
Um,
Oh no.
all right.
We're not doing that.
Okay.
Moving on.
So we'll see. Again, it's the same. I still think it's coming. I'll believe Stranger Thing isn't coming when they announce all the other mazes and I'm inside Horror Nights and I've done all the mazes and none of them were Stranger Things. That's when I will accept that it's not happening. Not before.
Okay.
Next up is the pincushion repeating from last time. This one we believe is Hellraiser, one of my favorite horror movies of the 80s. We have a review of it on one of our older episodes. We recommend it quite highly. I think it's the pinnacle of 80s gore effects, which I find more fun to look at than the modern CGI gore effects, which is just computer slop. This one actually someone had to put corn syrup and red food dye together to make the fake blood, much more fun. And it's a really interesting story. It's a really neat mythology that, of course, got kind of demythologized and made very boring in the sequels, but the first one's really good. We've never had Pinhead at Horror Nights before. I'd be very excited to see him there. Alka, what do you think?
I'll be very excited how people start going after Pinhead when he comes to it. The walkthroughs, just like how they terrorized art.
I
uh,
would. I don't know if you. That's a tough question. Would you rather get terrorized by art or Pinhead? Because either way, it's gonna hurt.
yes, but one is a hurt that's gonna end, and the other one is a hurt that is eternal.
If you've seen Hellraiser, it's pretty eternal. I guess I don't know. I almost want to say, I would say Pinhead, you can get out of it. I think easier if you figure out the puzzle box.
Yeah, if you start liking it.
If you start to like, you become one of his little minions.
Hell yeah!
All right, is art just a ripoff of Pinhead? Now that I think about it, I don't know. Moving on, moving on. Also the same. We already talked about it. The trash bags over the terror tram, which my interpretation is the Terrifier tram. The Year of the Clown. I think art's back. Very successful Terrifier maze last year. I think the terror tram would be a fun way to bring it back. I think once someone realized you could call it the Terrifier tram, it was off to the races. We know that IP loves being at Horror Nights. The guy who owns that is a big Horror Nights fan. He loves the community. He loves the event. I think that is pretty locked in for speculation. What do you think? You excited for Terrifier Tram?
It's just so on the nose, Terrifier tram.
That's why they
I'm
have to
just,
do it.
I'm just a, I'm not a big fan of their smell-o-vision anymore. It was cool in the beginning.
You do
I'm
hate the smell
gonna,
of it.
yeah,
I don't
especially
think
with
they'll do. I don't think they'll do it on the Terror Tram because it's outdoors.
no, because they still have sections where we go inside like buildings, like briefly. Remember?
Hmm. If they have you do the VIP pictures and one of them is art and it's a smell-o-vision room, you got to be in there for like 8 minutes while they take the pictures. What are you gonna do?
I am going to ask him very briefly and very cutely, open a freaking window.
I think you'll have to solve the puzzle box and summon Pinhead. He'll be like, take me to the labyrinth, get the chains, just get me out of this stink
Oh my
room.
god, get the nipple clamps. Oh, I don't care anymore.
Get the nipple clip. No, Pinhead will show up and he'll have like a scratch and sniff of terrible smells for you as he takes you away.
Oh no, that's my
We have
ultimate
such
nightmare.
smells to show you. All right, that's Terrifier Tram. Next up is Two Cigarettes Getting Lit. The lighter. People interpreted this to be Sinners, the new Ryan Coogler movie, big hit, nominated for a few Oscars. A little more highbrow than we usually get at Horror Nights, but it is a horror movie about vampires and the blues and Irish people. A
And the
lot going
South.
on in that one. I think this is one that, if it's coming, it's because Ryan Coogler was like, I want to be at Horror Nights. And he has a little more ownership of this IP than the typical horror movie director. As part of the deal he made with Warner Brothers to make it. Also, it's another unexpected one. I think it's a good get for them in terms of marketing. It kind of brings in a film bro kind of vibe. I think
Yeah.
possible, a little surprising, but I wouldn't be shocked by it. Where are you on Sinners?
Honestly, it's still a better horror story than their love blood ties of Frankenstein's
Eternal
and Dracula
Bloodlines.
stuff. The Eternal Bloodline, still a better
It's also a
horror
better
story.
love story than Eternal Bloodlines.
Yeah, still yeah, still a
Yeah.
little, yeah. Uh, Sinners, I watched it. I mean, it's I, it's a good movie. I just
think
don't
it's
understand
very.
how it'd be a house. I just don't understand how it'd be
It's
a
very
house.
much like a cinema movie.
Yeah.
Like this isn't a movie; it's cinema. Um, which is you'd have to lowbrow it a lot to make it work. I mean, I know it does a lot with music, so I think this could be a very fun kind of musical house. Whether you're going through the blues, you get the Irish step dance. They could have fun with it that way. I don't know if that's very scary. You just play a lot of vampires, I guess. We'll see. But I
Uh,
think it is. I feel good about this one, the spec maps. I think this was likely because it's been persistent and it makes sense.
I think, I mean, um, it's one of those movies again where you're just gonna have to wait and see. It's the same deal we did with what was it uh What is that show again? That was a game that is all about
Squid Game?
radio. No, radioactive. We
Fallout?
just went on Fallout.
Fallout.
Thank you, Fallout. It's like Fallout again, where it's a great show, but the translation to house was not there. If that makes
Mm,
sense.
I understand. I understand what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, not every show can be a good maze, right? Like, The
Yeah.
Godfather would be a terrible Horror Nights maze.
Yeah, because I don't want him to ask me about why I come to him on the day of his daughter's wedding. I
But
don't know,
Zombie
dude.
Godfather would be good,
Yeah.
You come to me on the day of my zombie daughter's funeral. Watch me eat my brains. All right, moving on. Before this gets devolves even further than it already has. The jet ski with a bloody handprint has to be purged dangerous waters. I assume. I desperately want anything else, but it's going to be the purge dangerous waters. Is this going to be the third year or the
It's gonna
fourth
be
year?
more than the third year, more like the
They
fourth year
start to
of this rate.
blend together very quickly with purge.
Yes. We just stopped going. Last year we did not go. We just
Yeah,
like
I won't go. It's back.
deuces.
I would like them to refresh it. I would go if it was anything new. I think you can keep a lot of. We've said this before. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but we've said many times you could keep a lot of the stunts the same. Just fix the plot, change the plot a little bit, and I would go see it. It would be a much better show. Make it have like three different plots, so you never know what you're gonna get. Give it a reason to come back, but keep all the stunts the same. There's a lot they could do. It feels like it was cool the first year. It was okay the second year. Now it's just kind of lazy.
Yeah. It was like dicey on an election year after all those things that were happening in
Oh
that
yeah.
time period. And now it's just like, dude, can you change it?
It feels like some political things get more relevant and more interesting as things that they predict or kind of forecast come true. The purge just becomes stupider and just feels like, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's the purge. So let's talk about the new. We spent too long on the old. Let's talk about the new. So there are a few new symbols on the map. Let's talk about them. I think three. There's three new things. And the first is in the Jurassic Park queue. Originally on the Christmas map we talked about, we thought this was Halloween 3. I don't see how these symbols. It is two skeletons. So it's a male skeleton and a female skeleton. I can tell because the female skeleton has long hair. And they are dancing. They're doing kind of a tango or a waltz. So it's a skeleton dance. So I think I sent you these things. I don't think you've thought about them very much, as is your way. With that bit of
Since
information,
the
you can see it in front of you.
I don't
What do
listen
you
to
think?
muggles.
What's your first read on this?
Dancing skeletons. I feel like I've seen this scene before. The
It is a
idea.
Disney short, but I don't think it is a. I don't think that's what it is.
Oh, the Disney short. Oh,
There's a Disney short about dancing skeletons from the
yeah,
30s.
from like the
It's pretty good.
40s. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
30s,
that.
40s. It's a good short. The Old Mill, I think it's called. It's actually I won an Oscar. It was groundbreaking at the time. But that's not what it is. So what do you think it is?
Hmm. Something love, something horror, something wicked. This way comes. I'm not sure. I don't have an idea. What do
Okay.
you think it is?
So my first thought, I think this is a music mix. I think this is about a band. And my first thought was Ghost. Ghost is a kind of heavy metal band, but a little more symphonic, a little more power metal, a little more melodic than just heavy metal. Out of I think Sweden.
Mm.
They did a song. They're heavily involved in horror. They incorporate a lot of horror iconography. There's a lot of crossover between horror fans and Ghost fans. They did a song for Halloween Kills, which was pretty good, called Hunter's Moon. And one of
Mm.
their most popular songs is called Dance Macabre, which is the dance of the dead. So, and they've been asked for it for Horror Nights, not really rumored, but people have been like, it would be really cool to see a Ghost maze because there's a lot of crossover between Ghost fans and Horror Nights fans and just horror in general. So I saw this. I immediately thought of Dance Macabre because that's a pretty good song. I listened to it. It's on my horror playlist. So I thought, oh, okay, we're getting Ghost. That's pretty cool. But online, I saw a lot of speculation that it was going to be Lady Gaga because one of her hits apparently is called, I think, Dead Dance. I don't listen to Lady Gaga. Do you listen to Lady
Why?
Gaga, Alco?
Sparingly.
Do you know
Uh,
this song?
I know Abracadabra. I don't know this one.
Well, apparently he has this song. So that is also possible. I will say there is a history of pop artists who do not seem to be very horror-y,
Bruno Mars.
showing up at horror nights. The Weekend is kind of Exhibit A, who kind of had some horror overtones in his music, and he was a fan, so he got to do it. I know in the COVID year, where we actually didn't get Horror Nights, Billie Eilish was going to be one of the mazes that had been leaked out just because Billie Eilish likes Horror Nights. So really, if you're a pop star and you're interested in Horror Nights, they'll slap your name on a maze. It just takes you kind of asking for it, and they'll be like,
Yeah.
yeah, no problem. You don't really have to be that horror. So I would say Lady Gaga is in play if she is into Horror Nights. I don't know if she is. I feel like I
I
would know if she had publicly talked about it.
She's always horror related. I mean, she calls her fans her little monsters. She
That's
has
true. She
the
has some. I mean, I could see you making a Lady Gaga mix because she uses a lot of surrealist imagery in her fashion
music
and in her
videos.
music videos and in her concerts. So I could
I
see
mean,
it working. It wouldn't be my first. I would rather have the Ghost Maze just because that's my kind of music. But I would say a Lady Gaga as a pop maze. I could see how it could work. I wouldn't be like. I'm not big like. I'm not a little monster, but some of her songs are fine.
she
Um,
also was in American Horror Story where she played a
that's true.
vampire.
She was. I saw the Lady Gaga scare actor in that maze. I remember I hadn't seen the show, and it was the last one of the maze, and there was a woman in a big, tall black dress, just kind of waving her arms around, looking weird. I was like, "Oh, that's got to be the Gaga character." It was so. It's just. It was so Gaga. Um, I don't think it's likely. I think Lady Gaga's actually pretty big right now. I think she's a little too big for Horror Nights. She's having a
Actually,
big
we
year.
pronounce it Lady Gaga. I'm just kidding.
Gaga. I'm sorry. Um, Sabrina Carpenter went to Horror Nights last year. It was big to do. Maybe it's a Sabrina
Oh,
Carpenter maze. Please,
that'd be
please, please.
hilarious.
Let's get a little Breen in the house lineup.
I want a little
Uh,
espresso.
I could use a little espresso.
All right,
What's the
moving
other
on.
one she does? Taste. I don't have a good pun for taste. Those are my three Sabrina
No.
Carpenter songs. Anyways, moving on, moving on. But Music Maze, Ghost would be fun. Lady Gaga, I think, would be a fine addition. It would definitely bring a big crowd. I think the Gaga heads in LA. I think there's a lot of them. I think it would be a lot of them who don't usually go to Horror Nights, and I think they would all come out and only do this maze. So it would be a huge line for the Lady Gaga house and a smaller line for everything else in comparison. So I don't know. I'd be okay with it.
Another reason why to buy the Express Pass or the VIP
Yes.
Pass.
Yes, I think you would. You would. I mean, these pop fans are fanatics, especially in LA. You would see like 3 hour waits for Lady Gaga and 1 hour at everything else because they would just
Yeah.
do Gaga over and over and over. Um, Next up is in the Latin America space that was already rumored to be Latin American. For the Christmas map, it said Feliz Navidad. Now it shows kind of a woman done with a Dia de los Muertos kind of makeup, kind of lightly, but you can tell that's what's going for. She has some
Yep.
red flowers in her hair. It's kind of a Dia de los Muertos vibe to the whole thing. Doesn't appear to be specifically La Llorona. She's not crying. She's not the
No,
kind of
that
bird
is
monster like every monster in Monstros turned out to be. So I think I'm not sure if this is meant to suggest something specific or just generic. It's gonna be another Latin maze. What's your read on it?
I think her name is specifically La Catrina. I think
Oh, you think it's a specific monster?
not monster, but more like in Day of the Dead. Like this is a specific character. I guess is the best way
Okay.
to say it. The way the makeup is done and everything, it's especially with the character originating and sync etching. Yeah, this is probably like a very specific Day of the Dead like character. So it's gonna be Day of the Dead themed, which I mean it is the Mexican Plaza essentially at this point. So
How do you feel
no,
if it was let's just say it's a Day of the Dead theme, but it's Day of the Dead, but the dead actually rise as zombies and they're rampaging through Mexico City while the celebration was meant to be occurring. Is that compelling to you?
No, it wouldn't make sense. Because, I mean, the Day of the Dead, it's supposed to be a celebration, and it's supposed to be something happy,
Yeah, but so
not,
is
like,
Christmas. They've
scary.
done they have a long history of dark Christmas, so why not a
Oh,
dark
that's
Day
true.
of the Dead?
Black Christmas, that was a
Yeah.
dark one.
Well, they never did Black Christmas for good reason. But we have a whole show about how many times they've done evil Christmas.
Yes, yes. No, but, like, the other ones with evil Christmas themes have, I don't know. Maybe it's like if the Day of the Dead for this one is like, oh, you didn't put my favorite food on my offering table. Dead. I don't know. It's,
Day of the You're Dead this time.
yeah, exactly. Or maybe it
I
could be like, oh,
think.
we're
I mean, you
swapping,
could do more. Like at Midsummer Scream, they have a really interesting, very Dia de los Muertos style art exhibit always at the very end that I enjoy going to, with the fluorescent colors. You could try to do something
yeah,
like that, a little more artistic. I guess if you really lead into it, you could make something cool. I just want them to get away from the monstrous style. I think if you're gonna stay Latin, you have to reinvent the wheel there. It can't be the same, barns and barn smells, and now it's a jungle, and now it's an Adobe style house. You
yeah, it's
gotta
very
really rethink what you're doing. I mean, give me something really different. Because look, Mexico's a big country, and if you're doing just Latin America, it's a huge swath of the world. There's a
yeah.
lot you could do with it. Don't stick with kind of the Breaking Bad Mexico style and then a monster in it.
Oh, with the orange filter as soon as they.
Yeah, that's how I feel about these monsters. Based, it feels like you're in there, and you just feels like there's an orange filter.
Yeah, as soon as you step into it, damn, the orange filter just comes off. No,
Right.
they're not gonna be not to be rude, but they're kind of lazy, cause all their
Yeah,
like
they feel lazy.
yeah it's all the adobe houses, the ranch houses. It's
Yeah,
all the countryside stuff, and I'm like, yeah, these Latin countries, a lot of them have metropolitan areas that look just like LA.
yeah, that would be like that's
It's
what I'm saying. Put it in like in Mexico City,
yeah,
or I mean, Mexico has beaches, it has mountains,
yeah.
it has jungles, it has
Oh
a
my
lot
god,
of different environments. It doesn't have to be the Sonoran Desert.
oh my god, can you imagine the other day Cancun edition?
Oh, that would be amazing! Cancun zombie attack. That would be awesome.
They're freaking surfing or something as they're. Oh my god.
Surfing zombie.
Oh
See,
my
there's a
god.
lot you could do, or like maybe the Aztec gods, like do an Aztec attack maze. That would be cool.
I
A
would
big
watch that.
Quetzalcoatl at the end.
Yes, I would. Oh, I
So,
can't even say that. It's funny how you can say that word and I.
because I don't have to, I don't worry about pronouncing it correctly.
Oh my god. Dude, that's an Aztec word. I can't pronounce Aztec words. Uh, no, it's hilarious. I. So what is that? Not prehistoric. Pre-conquistadors time. That'd be
Yeah,
a great time to
yeah.
like make a maze
You could
out of.
have a whole maze set. Do something like Apocalypto, where it's set in that time period,
Oh my god.
and
And
there's
if we can
sacrifices going on.
watch a live studio audience featured sacrifice, amazing.
Yeah.
Let the heads
Yep.
roll down the pyramid.
Yep.
All
So
right.
look, I'll come to grips with them staying in Latin America. I do think still the strongest thing, you could have kept the monstrous style, made it the Oni, and done 3 years in Asia, or go to Africa, or go to specific countries in Europe. There were a lot of different places you could have gone, and it could have been fresh ground with the same kind of style, but refresh. It's a new environment. If you're not doing that, you really got to start thinking outside the box. If
Yep.
they don't, I'm telling you right now, Murdy, if you don't do it, I'm going to put you at the bottom of the list this year. Just, it's out there. I've thrown the gauntlet down.
Oh my God, you're challenging him. You know
Yeah,
he
I
gets
know he
to.
listens.
You know that since you've challenged him, he gets to decide the weapons, right?
Yeah, yeah. I choose the nipple clamps from Pinhead.
No, he gets to choose them, not you.
Well, that's what he's going to choose. Why would you choose anything else?
Ah, that's why.
Okay.
All right.
The last symbol. We spent a lot of time on nonsense. The last symbol that's new on the map, it's replacing. So this is in the Ube Universal Breakout Expansion, I think it's called. This is where The Walking Dead used to be. It's called the Ube for short. It's called the Ube space. It's an inside, so they have it year round, and they only use it for FanFest and for Horror Nights, really, and maybe only Horror Nights this year. We'll get to then the FanFest period. This is where Fallout was last year. And on the Christmas map, they had that milk carton. And from the milk carton, we said, well, what is milk? It's dairy. And there's a lot of missing children on milk cartons. And there's a lot of missing children in It, which takes place in Derry, Maine. So we thought it's going to be It. Pennywise, finally coming. This appears to be going in a different direction. So it is a burning book. It's simple. Can't really think of any other way to describe it.
I don't see any symbols on it.
No, it's a pretty plain book. What does that make you think of, horror-wise? Do you think of anything? I mean, I don't think it's It. I think if it's It, it would be something a little more pointed at it. There's nothing that says Stephen King or It or Pennywise about this at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's... honestly, the first thing that came to me, like, books and, like, bad things happening was... What was that movie that came out a couple years ago? I think it was Mother, where the little boy reads off the book that he finds, and then he transforms his mother into, like, this demon.
I have not seen that one. But I got one for you that I think is better than Mother. Evil Dead. So in Evil Dead...
Oh, that one. Yeah, that's even better.
The book, the Necronomicon, is central to the whole plot of all of them. It's always someone reads a Necronomicon when they shouldn't, and it summons the Deadites, and the Deadites are attacking. And there is a new Evil Dead movie coming out this July 24th, entitled Evil Dead Burn, and it takes place in a burning building.
Ooh.
So that seems... Book, burn, books and Evil Dead, burning and Evil Dead Burn. They've had an Evil Dead, they had Evil Dead Rise was in this space before, so there's a little history with using this space for Evil Dead. It fulfills kind of that zombie space where a Deadite isn't quite a zombie, but it's in the zombie mind space.
Zombie-esque.
Makes sense to include in the event. We know Evil Dead likes to come to the event. They seem to have a good relationship there. So... Makes sense. Makes sense. We see Evil Dead Burn. It always felt like Pennywise was a reach. It feels like they could speculate it a lot, and it was very exciting to see him turn up on a speculation map, but I was a little doubtful. I feel like Evil Dead Burn is a little more realistic.
Evil Dead. As long as we get to see the dancing girlfriend. The dead dancing girlfriend. That would be funny.
Okay. No, it's not old Evil Dead. Now, I would prefer that if they did. They've never done just Evil Dead, the original with Bruce Campbell. They did Ash vs. Evil Dead, the TV show, and they did Evil Dead Rise. It would be really cool to see.
What about Evil Dead like universe where they had just elements of all of those things?
The thing about Evil Dead franchise is the rights are broken up into a lot of different places. Where the rights, because Sam Raimi had no money when he made this, so he had to sell the rights away totally. So Evil Dead, the movie is owned by like one company. Evil Dead 2 is owned by a different company. Evil Dead 3, Army of Darkness is a different company. And then there's the TV show, and then there's the new movies. So it's just a mess. I think Sam Raimi retained control of the franchise because the writer, and we talked about that law, where screenwriters got the rights to properties went back to them after a certain amount of time, but he doesn't actually own the IP of the movie itself. So it's logistically very difficult to get the Evil Dead rights holders together and agree on something.
Okay, I see your point. Why it would be a very specific. And all right, I mean,
so it have to be one at a time. Now I would prefer if we're going to do one to do Army of Darkness. I'm a big that was my cosplay last year for Midsummer Scream. I made a whole chainsaw out of a Tide Pod container.
I like how it didn't even look like it had been a Tide Pod container.
I know, that was fun. That turned out really well.
You did a good job on it. Claps.
Good.
Insert claps here. Insert claps here.
Check out our. Did we have pictures of that on Instagram? We should.
We did not. We did not.
We might. We
Uh,
might. I make you post on there sometimes.
you
Anyways, so
you say
before we
that.
wrap
Yeah.
up on Horror Nights, I want to point out what's not on this map that was on the speculation map. A few things got dropped. So Halloween 3 we think is out now on this new map. Although I am skeptical of that one. I think Halloween 3 is coming because there is a very specific Murdy tweet about this was a maze that I had prepared in 2018 and we didn't get to use it. And that is a situation that fits Halloween 3 to a T. I talked about this last episode, but someone stuck their phone through a fence that they shouldn't be able to stick it through and got a picture which revealed the facade of the Silver Shamrock Factory, which is the centerpiece of Halloween 3. And the rights holders got really mad and yanked it even though the construction had begun. So if it's not that he was referring, it's not Halloween, he has to be referring to something else, but I can't think what else it might be. So I'm not sure about that one. Stay tuned. Also dropped are It and Resident Evil, which is disappointing, but also feels more realistic. It felt like the lineup we had for the Christmas map seemed too good to be true. So this one, where we're getting Evil Dead Burn, a sequel to a great franchise, but it's just a new movie, kind of a cross promotion thing. Some kind of a music maze, not really sure what. Just another Latin American maze. It feels more realistic here. Although I will say there is still one maze on the new map that they didn't speculate on. It's just a blank. They don't know. That could be Halloween 3. That would make sense. But I don't think we're getting Resident Evil and It. I think that is wishful thinking.
I mean, Halloween 3 was kind of a movie for me.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, the one that came out, what, 2018? Or are you talking about the one that
No.
came out like
The one that came out in the
1980s?
80s. Yeah.
Oh, the 80s one. I was like, shit, Halloween 3, the one that came out like
No,
2018, that
no.
one,
Halloween Ends is
sucked.
awful. No, they
Yeah, I
can't
was
get
like,
the
I was
rights to
like,
that because it's partially owned by Disney. Those three.
oh my
So
god, does this
Disney will
mean
never license.
does that mean that he's a Disney princess? Michael?
No, but Laurie Strode is.
I want Michael to be the Disney princess.
No, Michael can't be a princess.
Hey, the alien is a Disney
The
princess.
alien is a Disney princess. That's true because she's
Yeah.
the queen is her mother. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Canon. Boom.
Okay.
Halloween 3, that one
What do
was
you think? So
I think that one was I mean, I'm fine with it being gone. Um, they've done
we
Halloween enough
lost. So
times.
where are you at for it and Resident Evil being gone? How do you feel?
Resident Evil, I love Resident Evil, but I think what you mentioned before that is going to be based on the video game, not the TV show or movies.
No, never. No one would make it based on the movie. It would definitely be based on the game. The
Yeah,
movies
so
are not good.
the movies were trash, but they were like trashy. They were okay. I liked the movies just because they were zombie. But yeah, they were kind of they got weirder and weirder the longer they kept going with the series. So I'm okay with it being gone. I just really love zombies. What was the other one? It you said?
It, yeah. Pennywise.
If it was the new Pennywise, I'm okay with it. If it was the old Pennywise, I'm a little sad about it.
I will say we have seen Pennywise in a Horror Nights E environment before. We did Horror Made Here, which is the Warner Brothers backlot for only 2 years, and they had an It maze that was very good, very high marks. We also did the It Escape Room, which is part escape room, part immersive walkthrough attraction in Las Vegas. I think we recommend that as well. Just be prepared that it is kind of easy if you're an escape room enthusiast.
Also, it was very loud. But that's besides the point. That was just the actors.
Horror Nights is always loud. Yeah. You can go listen to our full review. We're not going to re-review it now. But I would be... If I had to pick only one of those two to come, I would say Resident Evil, just because it hasn't been in this form before, at least that I have seen.
It hasn't been this specific one. Because Resident... Oh, I mean...
There's never been Resident Evil at least since we've been going. They haven't. I think they did one in Orlando way back in like the 90s.
Also, it's like the idea of like zombies is just like cookie cutter at this point. So it's like maybe.
Let's move on. Let's move on from Horror Nights. The Horror Nights quagmire is so far out there, but people love to speculate. And those poor people in Orlando have nothing to tide them over until Horror Nights arrives. That is not our misfortune. We have FanFest nights coming in just a few short months. I believe it begins it's only 3 weekends. It's the end of April and the first 2 weekends in May. So it is coming up. It's about 2 months away, a little bit more. And last time we talked about FanFest nights, we just had pretty blank speculation. This time we do have a little bit more in terms of actual announcements, which leads to a little more speculation. But let's just start with announcements. So let's start with what we know. Let's start with Scooby Doo and Universal Monsters. Now, this is one that I don't think you have been overly excited for compared to Back to the Future.
It's Scooby Doo. Who does not like Scooby Doo?
Everyone likes Scooby Doo, but does anyone love Scooby Doo? That's the question, I think, because there was a huge contingent of Back to the Future, I would say almost super fans, that came out for Back to the Future.
You swear like
I'm not sure if the Scooby superfan exists in the same way, and I don't think there is the same pent-up demand where there hadn't been any Back to the Future really experience in the theme park in so long, whereas there is a Scooby, the characters are there in the park every day.
I mean, yeah, Scooby Doo is very like child friendly versus Back to the Future was more of the movie you saw when you were slightly older, and it was like kind of cool. Yeah, I can see why.
So let me get. Here's how we're gonna do this. You're gonna tell me we've announced what it is. You're gonna give me your rating, of 1 to 10 of how excited are you. Then I'm gonna tell you about it, and then you're gonna give your final. Did the details make it better or worse? So
okay.
Scooby Doo meets Universal Monsters. Where are you? 1 to 10.
I feel like it's an 8.
An 8. So it's pretty high. Pretty high.
Pretty highly.
So let's get into the nitty gritty.
Okay, the meats and potatoes.
It's Universal Monsters, Mayhem, and Meddling on the Backlot's biggest mystery yet. So it is going to be on the Universal Backlot. I saw some kind of spec image. I think they were a little released of concept art. And it is going to be in the Little Europe area. So it will not be at Courthouse Square where Back to the Future was. But it will be where... Frankenstein and Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. A lot of these classic Universal Monster movies were filmed, which is exciting for me as a Universal Monsters fan. But you had speculated that possibly this might be a walkthrough attraction. There's something else on the backlot. It is confirmed this is going to be the backlot attraction this year. The Ultimate Mystery Mashup, Scooby Doo meets Universal Monsters and Mystery at the Backlot. Become an extra in a movie gone wrong as iconic Universal monsters are unleashed on the Universal Studios backlot. You must join Scooby-Doo and the gang to solve the case and save the shoot. With immersive sets, character encounters, and cinematic chaos, this is one mystery you won't want to leave unsolved.
I told you that.
Yeah.
It's like it only makes too much sense to be a backlot walkthrough thing.
I like the story they're doing of there's a movie being shot on the backlot and the monsters are attacking the movie shoot because they're not trying to convince you that you're really in Europe. It'll be like, no, you're on the Universal Studios backlot and something's happening there. I like that idea. I like that kind of meta-ness of it.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I like the idea that perhaps the Universal monsters have become real, sort of like the Scooby-Doo live-action movie where the monsters were real. So
yeah, like Zombie Island. Here's a question for you: do you think the monsters are real, or are they going to be unmasked at the end and be crotchety Mr. Universal trying to scare people away from his movie studio so we can get the insurance?
No, it's going to be Murdy. You're going to unmask him. They're all Murdy.
Murdy's going to be there. Be like, I need the space for Horror Nights. Yeah. I would have had it if it wasn't for you meddling kids.
It's going to be Murdy all around. I think it would be cool if they unmasked them and then and then
I
it's a
think
real monster. Quote unquote,
someone
it's a
will
real
be.
monster.
What would be cool is if every time one of the monsters is a fake, and they have to figure out which one, and that's kind of the plot. And at the end, one of them is unmasked, and it's a different one every time they do a run through. So there's a reason to see it multiple times.
Yeah.
We've talked a few times. I don't want to regurgitate everything we've said before, but it bears repeating. There were logistical problems on the back lot at Courthouse Square in terms of just navigating it. When a scene started to happen, it became a mob scene. I think we're going to try to be a little more strategic about when we do the experience and maybe do it twice so that we'll be able to compensate for that a little more this year. We also, I think, have a smaller group going, so we can... when you have a group of the friends and they're not horror nerds, they're not down to do the weird theme park strategies of like, no, we're going to do it 3 times, and we're going to memorize where the people come out. We're going to stand right there. My guy. But when it's just us, we can nerd it out.
We can nerd it out. We can also just slip them like a little air tag,
Yeah. But hopefully, I just think you should have little speaker boxes on them or something to project the voices more. Not because they're bad actors and don't know how to project, just because it's a big... it's the outside. It's hard to project outside. It's not designed to echo sound. It's going to be a smaller space. Courthouse Square was very open. I think probably square footage might be similar, but it looks more like narrow, old European street. It's not just a big open square. So the logistics could get worse. So I hope that they're thinking through it.
Well, it's gonna be. They have to be strategic because they need to think about crowd control, and like how to keep a lot of people downstairs, but also keep it where they are entertained, and it's not Courthouse Square, and you still need to make the like. Oh my God! It'd be really amazing in one of their skits. It's the like the Scooby skit where they run from one side of the room to the other side of the room.
Oh, that would be funny.
Being chased by the monsters and then chasing the monsters. Like, classics could be...
That would be a really funny finale to do something like that. Because just get like 4 different actors playing Shaggy and they come in and out different doors.
And then it's really like, cool. Are they going to have someone dressed like Scooby? Or like, what's their deal?
I don't know what they're going to do with Scooby. Now, you've said a Great Dane, a real Great Dane does not have the temperament to do this.
Well, Great Danes are giant puppies. As a Great Dane owner, they are giant puppies, but they are territorial. And their barks are they're not loud, they're deep. So it wouldn't make sense to have a live animal there.
Even for a trained, stage animal, I think an environment like FanFest with that many people is not a good environment to be before. They didn't have a real dog for Einstein last year. And the Back to the Future segment, he seemed to be doing fine. But he also didn't have to act. He just had to sit still and be a good boy. So Scooby might be a little much. It'll probably just be an actor in a Scooby suit. Maybe they'll get a Boston Robotics dog. They do have...
No.
They won't invest this much. But they do have in Orlando at the How to Train Your Dragon, they have really good-looking, cartoon dragons that walk around that use the kind of the Boston Dynamics dog skeleton. So if they wanted to put the money into it, they could use that to make a really good-looking Scooby Doo. But I think that's a little beyond the FanFest budget to do that. So I think it'll just be a guy in a suit. Let's be real.
Jeez, you swear they're going to invest money in the Boston Dynamics robot.
There will also be food. Scooby Doo meets Universal Monsters meets Yum. Fuel up like Scooby and the gang with a frightfully fun menu. Scarf down Scooby snacks and indulge in tasty bites inspired by your favorite Universal Monsters. It's a deliciously immersive way to keep the fun going between meddling and mystery. I predict this will be in the Mel's Diner space where the Back to the Future diner was, because those meddling kids spent a lot of episodes that would usually start out, they'd be having milkshakes and sandwiches at a diner. I predict there's some kind of Scooby milkshake. There'll be Scooby snacks, of course, which will be not dog food, but they'll look like dog food. And there will be some kind of giant Shaggy sandwich and maybe a vegetarian Velma option.
Oh my God, a giant Shaggy sandwich is going to throw you back $50.
I think the Scooby food has some real potential. We thought the food last year was not great.
No, it was terrible.
I think this is an opportunity. Scooby is a franchise that food isn't a big part of, but it is a part of it. Like, the Scooby snack is iconic. So let's just nail that. Let's have a good sandwich selection, and let's do better than last year.
Their food is that they binge. That's the idea of food in the Scooby universe. Is that Shaggy and Scooby are able to like binge a bunch of food really fast. Yeah.
Now, as we talk about FanFest, and do you have anything else on Scooby Doo, or are you ready to move on? I'm ready to move on.
I'm just like, let's move on. Let's go.
Okay. Now, as we talk about the rest of what's coming, one thing is going to stand out, and that's that you're gonna get a little deja vu. So just get ready, because it's a lot of stuff is coming back.
Curious.
Including One Piece. So One Piece was probably the unexpected hit of the first FanFest, where it didn't have a walkthrough. It didn't really have the same billing, at least in kind of the pre-release stuff, and it was huge. Those lines were crazy. It had the biggest food lines. The lines for the meet and greets were crazy all night. A lot of One Piece cosplay, and I think Universal saw that and they responded. So One Piece is back. It got a little bit of an upgrade. It's not just the Grand Pirate Gathering fan zone. There is now the high energy experience One Piece Grand Pirate Show. So it's going to be all the One Piece characters taking over the Waterworld show space. And
that's fun.
Which is fun because they're pirates, so they're on the water.
I'm excited for the One Piece. I'm telling you, when you switch it up from Purge, Dangerous Waters, and actually add something different, people are gonna like it.
I do think, even as a non-One Piece fan, to where I didn't want to wait in the line to meet the characters. That's just, if you don't know the character, there's no fun in meeting them. I would go see the show because I like stunt shows. Universal always puts on a good stunt show, so even if I don't know the brand, I feel like I can pick it up and it'll be better than the Purge show.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think even if it's the same stunts, I think the plot will be better, because how could you be worse?
I mean, for Purge, they literally, it's a shortened story. And then for One Piece, you don't have to know who they are. You just need to know.
They're goofy pirates having anime
goofy
adventures.
Fun. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I wonder if, because I know the guy has stretchy arms like Mr. Fantastic, so I wonder if they'll have an effect to stretch his arms. That's what I want to see.
Not in the water show.
I want to see the stretchy arm.
No.
Also, the One Piece food is coming back. It's not unexpected. Big hit
it's
last
ceviche.
Year. That's what it should be. No, it'll be One Piece tacos again and One Piece, Mexican food for some reason. But it was a big hit last year. I expect it'll be big hit again this year.
Nothing says seafood like tacos. Yeah. Go ahead.
Anything else on One Piece? That's all I got. I don't have too much for him.
No, I think I'm good with it.
So the next one coming back, but also getting an upgrade, is the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. So last year, all that Harry Potter had was a light show that we actually saw. I thought it was a pretty decent light show on Hogwarts Castle. It was fun. And
I was mad at that light show.
Because we were eating terrible churros, and we were in line for terrible churros while it was happening.
And then the guy the guy next to us had a giant ass rig. It was blocking.
Yeah,
do you remember?
That. Yeah, that was obnoxious. We don't do that.
Yeah.
We don't film in the parks. We should, but we don't, because we're polite. No. But anyways, and they also had walk around magical creatures that would come out. It'd be a really cool looking, dragony, phoenix type looking animal. But they're very hard to see because the animal will just get mobbed as soon as it came out, and if you weren't there, you missed it.
Yeah.
So this year they're doing something a little different. They have a Forbidden Forest adventure awaits. And this has been speculated because they've been doing some construction by Hogwarts Castle, and they thought it might be for FanFest nights. So it's going to be a whole walkthrough experience, entering the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Universal FanFest nights for an all-new immersive walkthrough experience. When your evening on Hogwarts grounds goes awry, you'll venture into the Forbidden Forest and face thrilling challenges, encounter magical creatures, and put your spell skills to the test. So it's going to be kind of like the Dungeons & Dragons walkthrough set in the Forbidden Forest. And I believe they'll have probably the same magical creatures, maybe one more, but it'll be interior now, so it'll be a lot easier to actually get a good look at them. So I think that's a better use of those. We speculated on a Harry Potter walkthrough for Horror Nights before. We might have speculated on it for FanFest. I think we have. It's cool it's finally happening. I think it's a property that's very popular to this day, very well integrated into the Universal parks. I mean, Universal kind of owes a lot of their glow up they've had in the last 15 years to the Harry Potter in the parks. That was kind of their opening salvo when they said, hey, we're going to be just as good as Disney now as the Potter. Cool to see them getting a bigger role in the park. What do you think?
Oh, well, now you finally understand why I asked you to meet me out here in the Forbidden Forest.
Yes. Yes, this
It
is
all
a future
makes sense
sight of the. I'm being ready. I can feel the adventure starting already.
Yes, the whipping
Yes.
willow is right next to us. No, I'm very excited for this. Finally, you muggles, we're opening our house to you, so you better enjoy it. I better not see any trash built around our house, even though we have magic to wish it away.
I think for Potter fans, being able to eat at the Three Broomsticks, get a
Yeah.
beer at Hogsmeade, go on Forbidden Journey, go, bow to Buckbeak on the Buckbeak coaster, and then do a Forbidden Forest walkthrough, and then get a snack at Honeydew on the way out. I mean, now the Potterland goes from kind of a mini land because it's Hollywood, it's not Orlando, to really a place where you could really spend a lot of time and really do a lot. So I think for Potter fans, if you're a real Potterhead, I would say this is a big upgrade for you to just. It's that one more thing that it feels makes the land that much more complete.
I think this is it goes back again to a bit of crowd control because they realized that One Piece had a giant attraction to it, so they're
Yeah.
trying to pull away some of the people from One Piece so that all the attractions don't feel so congested all at once.
Now I will say, and on the negative side for this one, there is not pent up demand for Harry Potter at Universal Studios.
What
It's
are you
been
talking
there
about?
for a long
I,
time. No, I'm saying, like Back to the Future. There's pent up demand. People wanted it, and it hadn't been there for a long time. Harry
oh, I
Potter,
see.
people want it, but it's been here for a long time. So no one's. I mean, maybe some real serious Potterheads will, but I feel like if you live in Vegas or you live in Phoenix, are you
Florida.
going to fly out just to do one extra Potter walkthrough if you've already been to the Potter land? I don't know. Uh, my feeling is maybe not. So we'll have to
Depending on
see.
how far you have to travel.
As someone who's going to be going anyways, I'm excited for this. I think this will be a good one to do fairly early on the night. I get do that sequence. Just say, hey, we're gonna. I think get a premium ticket this time and say we're gonna spend like 2 hours in Hogsmeade and just really immerse ourselves in Harry Potter. I think that sounds really fun and something that you can do now, but I think the one more attraction just feels like now it's a full experience to me.
Yeah, once essentially have expanded the universe here, it'll definitely attract more people. It'll be yeah, there's not pent up demand in the same way as Back to the Future because Back to the Future hasn't been there, but the people I feel like have been getting kind of bored with the the
Yeah,
staticness of
Forbidden
it.
Journey's been there for a long time.
Yeah, I mean all the actors of Harry Potter are
I mean, since we've
there.
had Forbidden Journey open in California, they've had three new e-ticket level attractions for Harry Potter open in Orlando.
I mean they have
And
the
this is something that's Harry
space.
Potter that
They
will
have the
not open in
space.
Orlando. It'll be unique. It's this fancy stuff is cool to me because it's unique to Universal Studios Hollywood. There is not a fan fest in Orlando. I'm not sure why. It feels like they should do it over there too. They probably will if this is successful. But
I mean
it's
this is
cool
the
for now that
second
it's something
time.
for our little home park.
If correct me if I'm wrong, but FanFest this is the second year, isn't is it
This
not?
is the second year. Yep. Sophomore
Exactly.
effort.
So they're probably this is the test before they bring it up to
Yeah.
Orlando. If in
It's part of them trying to really compete with Disney on those late night events because Disney has a lot of them throughout the year and they're all, I mean, they sell out very fast. I mean, even their Halloween event, which appeals to a very different crowd from Horror Nights. I mean, they even though they're both Halloween events, and people do go to both, they are very different in what they're trying to do. I mean,
more cutesy?
it's easy to get a ticket to Horror Nights, even a premium ticket. You can't always get the exact time slot you want for RIP tour, but usually you can get the day you want and generally the time frame. It is hard to get a ticket for the Disney Halloween event. You got to be really lucky, or you pay a lot to a scalper, or you know somebody. It's very hard to get those tickets. But they're trying to compete year round with them. They're saying, why are we only having competition for September, October? We want to compete.
Seasons.
We want to compete all year round. So we saw their Whoville was really upgraded last year for the Christmas stuff, and people went. I saw some of the crowd videos for that for the Grinch, and it was nuts how people are lining up for Universal for the holidays.
That's because people like to get insulted by the Grinch.
They loved the Grinch actor. People loved him, and just the line to get in the park. It was like the line to get into Horror Nights that blew us away last year, but just in the middle of December. So it's working. But we've gone very far afield. We're talking about Harry Potter. As someone who's going anyways, I think I'm excited for it. I'm not a huge Potterhead, but I have very fond memories of Harry Potter. So I always enjoy going to the park and reliving that part of my childhood a little bit. It's a very nostalgic franchise for me.
Oh yeah,
I'm excited.
I feel like I was definitely a bigger Potterhead as a child versus now.
Yeah, because it was coming out when we were kids. I remember the books were coming out and the movies were coming out. And it's been a while. Even those Fantastic Beasts movies haven't been out in a while.
I remember the final Harry Potter book came out when I was like in middle school. And like as soon as I read it, I was like, damn, now I have to wait years until the movie comes out. So
now for the dining at Harry Potter, they just say tuck in for a tasty meal the 3 broomsticks, then toast the evening's magic with a delicious butter beer. So they're not confirming that there's going to be unique food. I imagine they'll try again. Just please have it be better this time.
Yeah, honestly, have the butterbeer be alcoholic if you're gonna do that.
I don't know if they've ever done that. They have beer.
They have it.
I've had the Harry Potter beer there. It's good. But it's not butterbeer. It's just beer.
I want butterbeer to be alcoholic. Like, I want to be like, wow, this is different.
I will say, if you are someone like me and you think it would be fun to just say, I'm going to do the Hogwarts immersion hour or 2-hour experience, make sure you go early in the night, because Forbidden Journey does shut down usually around like 10. It shut down fairly early compared to everything else.
Forbidden Journey is the one that closes early, and then the Buckbeak one ends like almost when the park closes, I think.
Yeah, Buckbeak's get open later, and if you get on Buckbeak, people stop going on it. So this is kind of our secret thing. If you go on Buckbeak late enough that there is no line, it's a walk up, and they will if there's no one loading, or everyone can load and there's no one then waiting in line, they will let you just stay on it and keep going. And it's not very good to do it once, but if you do it twice back to back like that, it's pretty good. Then it feels like a full roller coaster.
Oh yeah, because this ride, for the most part, it ends the moment it feels like it's getting good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Anything else for Harry Potter?
Again, it's a spacing issue. There's no space.
Anything else for Harry Potter before we move on?
Moving on.
Okay, so now we are in what I call the repeat zone. So we had one new event, which was Scooby Doo X Universal Monsters. 2 upgrades, which was One Piece getting a show and Harry Potter getting a full walkthrough. Now we are in the repeat zone. So Dungeons and Dragons Secrets of Waterdeep, we liked it last year, but it is coming back. The critical hit returns. We need your help to save Waterdeep. Rally with fellow Harpers in the returning fan favorite Dungeons and Dragons Secrets of Waterdeep. Embark on a daring quest to free the city from the clutches of Xanthar the Beholder in this immersive walkthrough adventure. So it is unclear whether there will be much new at all. I imagine the big puppet will come back.
Well, it was a great.
I imagine most of the effects will come back. I don't know. I feel like it will be mostly the same. Maybe a few small changes. Maybe they'll change. Like last year we had I don't know what kind of magical creature she was, but she had like horns. It was like a human with weird horns and a dwarf. So
Oh,
maybe this year it'll be an elf and a hobbit or something different.
they
Maybe the plot will be slightly different, but maybe it'll just be exactly the same. What do you think?
maybe the plot will thicken a little bit more. I'm hoping it's a little different, just because if it's the exact same thing as last year, it's gonna be a bit of a disappointment, and you don't want to disappoint on your literally second year of performing
Yeah.
this.
Based on my time with Halloween Horror Nights, when something comes back like this, it is exactly the same. Yeah.
No, don't say that.
So I think this is going to be the same one. I did like it last year. I thought it was good. I'm not
I
very
mean, it
excited to
was
see it
nice.
return. I thought we talked a lot about fantasy. It was something that we were excited about in our space. We were like, wow, there's so many cool fantasy worlds that are available out there for you to get. And so
Yeah,
many different things you can do in fantasy. And it feels very disappointing to be getting the same. I think of all the different genres they're exploring, fantasy had the most opportunity to go somewhere very interesting, and going back to where it was feels like a letdown.
it's fantasy schlop at this point, and just recast it, and I don't know. They have their
Yeah, Dungeons
options.
and Dragons is just the most generic fantasy of all the fantasy,
Yeah.
right? It is popular now. It had a very popular video game. Baldur's Gate 3 came out. I don't know how long ago
Yeah.
now, but it was very popular. It's recent enough. And it's had a bit of a resurgence, in part due to Stranger Things. So it is a popular franchise. I'm not going to knock it. I liked it last year. Not very. I'll still do it once. I think they came back a third time. It would be a skip. But I don't know.
No, definitely
Not
would be a
not.
skip.
It's disappointing. It's disappointing to have the straight repeat for one of the marquee walkthrough attractions.
Let's see if they surprise us and not be a complete and total repeat.
The first Real Tavern also coming back. This was in the kind of elevated above Jurassic Park dining area last year. We gave it fairly poor reviews. We did drop our Fireball brownie on the ground, and they gave us another one, which was nice.
Yeah, it was
I like the
very nice
brownie
of
of
them.
everything we ate. I thought was probably my favorite thing. It was a spicy brownie, which are two things you wouldn't think would go together, but they did. I don't know if it tasted good, but I liked the experience of eating it.
It
The
was
gelatinous cube was
disgusting.
awful, unflavored. It
Disgusting.
wasn't disgusting. It had no flavor. It had nothing with the disgust. It was unflavored Jello. It was awful.
Oh, then it's even worse. It's disappointing.
And the
I'm
drinks
not mad.
also
I'm disappointed.
the drinks also we thought were not great, but
We're
they did
lacking.
step up the drinks with the Slash Bar last year. So maybe they'll carry that over to the Dungeons and Dragons bar. For Horror Nights, I mean, the Slash Bar Horror Nights was pretty good for
Yeah.
Horror Nights bar. So we'll see. I don't have too much to say. I mean, it's a repeat. As more news comes out, maybe this one will get an upgrade. But right
I'm
now,
hoping it gets a bit of an
not
upgrade.
particularly excited.
Well, let's just hope for the best and prepare for the worst.
Going over to Super Mario World, another repeat. So we thought maybe it would be Rosalina and her Luma, which is a Mario character for Mario Galaxy, but they're doing Yoshi again. So last year it was you could do a little scavenger egg hunt in the Mario Land and meet Yoshi so as a character. This year it's Yoshi, but as well as a green Yoshi, which is the normal iconic Yoshi color. There's also pink Yoshi, blue Yoshi, and purple Yoshi. If you don't
What's
know,
up with the
Mario
Yoshi
Yoshi is
universe?
Mario's dinosaur friend, but he's not like a scary dinosaur. He's like a nice Barney kind of dinosaur that Mario rides around on. He is both a character in that the character of Yoshi exists, but also there's a whole race of Yoshis that are all different color. So it gets
Yeah.
confusing to talk about.
And,
So you'll
and
meet
then the worst
Yoshi
part
and
is
other Yoshis.
that Yoshi technically raised Mario and his brother Luigi and some of the other kids too.
Yeah, the lore is really weird on Mario. This is one that we didn't do last year because we were a little. We just
Strapped
you have to
for
get
time.
in early, right? Mario World, Super Mario World, Super Nintendo
Closed
World
early.
closes early compared to everything else, and it was a
Yep.
big line to get in because there are a lot of Mario fans, a lot of Nintendo fans who go to this. and they were really excited to meet Yoshi. So
They were.
I've seen actually excitement from them that Yoshi is coming back. I mean, Mario fans are into this, and I'm not going to knock them. If this was like a Pokemon, I'd be excited to meet 42 Pokemon. There was very interesting drama on one of the Universal sites I read from Nintendo fans, and they were mad that Red Yoshi got skipped over because that is apparently, I didn't know this, but there's kind of a hierarchy of the different colors of Yoshi, and after green is supposed to be red, and there were some
Why?
people who were not happy that red got bumped and isn't showing up at all.
That is
What do you think of
very
the Yoshi drama? First of all, I mean that's the headline. We should have opened with this.
that is very specific lore.
Yeah.
Um, if you skipped over the red Yoshi, then I'm very disappointed in you. I don't understand the lore. I don't understand what the colors mean. But sure, if the lore says the red one was next and you skipped over the red one, I am down to get dramatic too. But
There is a bit of a game involved. Part of the theme of Super Nintendo World at Universal is that it's a living video game. You do things in the land that you get coins for, and you have to. Of course, it's a paid upgrade. You have to spend
of
50
course,
bucks
you
to
do
buy a
get the
special
watch.
band to do to interact with anything. But they've carried that over the Yoshi thing. You have to enjoy a playful puzzle. It says explore every corner, cover hidden clues, solve the challenge to gain access to a secret location and exclusive fan rewards. You have to do the puzzle, then you get a Yoshi themed hat, and then you get to meet Yoshi once you've done the puzzle. So they've carried over that game element, which people enjoy. Again, I don't know if we'll do it again. I feel like probably not.
I mean, this time we're gonna get the express pass, aren't we not?
Yeah,
So
so
we
maybe
might
we'll be able
be.
to get in. But
Yeah, we'll
last
be able
time,
to
I
get
don't know
in.
if the express pass got you into the land because there was a huge line just to get into the land, and I'm not gonna wait in that line.
No, God no. Plus, it's all the way in the bottom, and
Yeah, it's down by Dungeons and Dragons. We'll see.
yeah.
I do know. I don't think Nintendo fans are disappointed. I would have been more excited as kind of a distant Nintendo guy, kind of relapsed Nintendo guy, to see a new character instead of Yoshi again. I think seeing Daisy come out or seeing Rosalina come out would have been cool. Maybe Toad and Toadette. I feel like they're Wario. I might have gone down if they had Wario and Waluigi. Those are my boys.
What
But
about Junior?
Baby Mario? How would they do? I would
No.
want to see just how would they do Baby Mario. I don't know.
How? We'll
I
see.
don't know. There is also the Tasty Yoshi beverages are coming back at Toadstool Cafe. It doesn't say that the Yoshi food is coming back, so it might just be the smoothie. I don't know. They're being very opaque. I don't know.
It's
What do
the
you think? Were you
cafe.
excited for Yoshi Hunt at Super Mario World?
I feel like it's difficult to be excited because we didn't do it last year, the Mario universe, and in general, I'm not that excited about Mario.
Yeah,
So
I'm just not a Mario guy.
yeah,
Even when I
right.
was
Like
playing a lot of Nintendo, I've just never been that into Mario.
yeah,
But I
and you
know
play
people
some of
who
the more
are.
abstract games like Doctor Mario and Mario
Okay, I
Tennis.
like Dr. Mario. If Dr. Mario was there, I would go see Dr. Mario. I'm a Dr. Mario fanatic. I've cleared level 20 on normal speed at Dr. Mario with uh, a full pill bottle. If you know Dr. Mario, that's rather impressive. Um,
Oh my god.
and that's it. That's all
Oh,
that's announced. So it does say there is more fan fun to be revealed. We're not done yet. Keep watching as we get set to unveil the next edition of this incredible lineup of fantastic franchises and immersion worthy worlds. The biggest standout from this lineup for me is Star Trek is gone without anything really to replace it. There is a new walkthrough with Harry Potter, which is good. I'm pro that. But it it feels like they needed to have. We talked about this, and I think it was our resolutions. They needed to up the amount of mazes. They couldn't hold
yes.
steady, and holding steady feels like falling behind for your sophomore year. It was a big hit last year. They know it was a big hit. Most nights sold out. I really think they're making a mistake not reinvesting. Now, the rumor I read, it was very opaque. They didn't say what it was, but they said there was a really major IP that they had booked for the Universal Black Box, the Ube venue where Walking Dead used to be, and it pulled out over a rights issue really at the last minute, and it was too late to scramble and try to get Star Trek in there. So they said maybe they'll try to get Star Trek last minute and just rerun Red Alert because they still have most of those sets, but they weren't optimistic about it. I think just having that space be empty is a big mistake. It's hard without knowing what this mystery IP was that was so good it was worth the risk of it might not happen. Without knowing what it was, it's hard to judge. I think we just have to look at the final product and say, look, you're saying there's more to announce. Right now, I don't think the event sounds as exciting as last year's was. I mean,
last year was the opening year, so everything was exciting.
And it was a good opening year. I think the repeat Dungeons and Dragons is really dragging it down. Wizarding World upgrade I like. One Piece I like a little bit. Scooby feels like a... Look, I'm excited for Scooby, but it's not as exciting as Back to the Future. If Scooby's an 8, Back to the Future was like a 9 or a 10 for me. So I still want to go and do the Scooby thing, but I'm not like out of my mind.
It's not high priority, essentially, what you're saying.
It's not as big of a hit as Back to the Future felt it was. And it's very disappointing that there is no sci-fi in the offering right now. FanFest was billed as the worlds of anime, fantasy, gaming, and sci-fi. Right now, there is zero sci-fi. I guess Scooby is none of the above. It's mostly fantasy, if anything, but it's not sci-fi. But we talked about this on our original speculation that what can you do that is still sci-fi, that isn't Star Trek? And I said just do Star Trek, the original series. Or just do Red Alert again. And it feels like they should have locked in Star Trek early on. I mean, that's why I'm disappointed. Or get something more solid and lock that in. And it's disappointing not to see it. It's a step down. I would say if last FanFest looked like a 9, this one's closer to like a 7. It's not bad, but I'm not hyped, and I'm really counting on what's left to be revealed. To that end, there is an interesting rumor out there based on a casting call that people have connected to Jurassic Park because it called for actors who could play Ian Malcolm, who's Jeff Goldblum, Dennis Nedry, who I know best from Seinfeld.
Kramer.
No,
not Kramer.
Yeah. Newman.
Yeah, Newman.
Right. Fantastic part. And John Hammond, who's the guy who runs Jurassic Park. So they're speculating there will be a Jurassic Park kind of a meet and greet, kind of like there's the pirate meet and greet for One Piece. I think that would be cool. I would be into that. I like the Jurassic Park the ride. I don't think I'll ever get you to ride it again, but I like it. And
wait, which one? Jurassic Park at night? Hell
Jurassic
no.
World. Jurassic World.
Jurassic World at night? No, you are not. Fool me once.
No, I'll never be trying to get it, but it was so worth it. It was so funny.
I was so pissed. Oh my god. We were all so mad at you.
You were all three of you were so confident in the ponchos, and I knew the poncho would do nothing. The ponchos. I had zero faith in that poncho. That's why I threw it away. I knew it would be useless.
It's because
it was. It did nothing.
It protected our torsos. It did not protect our legs.
It went under. It went under the poncho because there's a big hole for your head at the top.
I was so mad. I was so mad.
I was so happy.
You know what's the worst part? Again. You got wet, but you didn't get as wet as I did.
I was the driest of everyone. It was so funny. It was the funniest thing. Anyways, I like Jurassic Park. I like these characters. That would be a meet and greet I would actually think about getting in line for. If the line was
for Ian Malcolm?
Yeah. I've also suggested that we do a Jurassic Park cosplay if they do it this year, because that would be very low impact. If you're doing Malcolm, you just have to dress in black. It's not that hard.
I'll be Malcolm. That's me.
Yeah. And I can just get you get a fun cowboy hat. You get a red bandana. Aviators, blue shirt, khaki pants. You're Sam Neill. Easy.
Yeah.
That's a
I
good
mean,
closet cosplay.
all I have to do is just
And
tell people that life finds a way.
yeah, we'll put Vinny in a pink blouse and white short shorts, and he can be Laura Dern.
Dr. Laura. Oh my god.
So that, I mean, that's one thing that it's a small. It's not a whole walkthrough, but I feel like it would add an outsized amount of value to the event.
It would add depth.
Right. I'm also waiting. So I think, like I just said, it's a little disappointing this year, but it's not final. I think it can really have room to grow. There's room to grow, and I'm really hoping it does. I think also something you could do low impact. They didn't announce it's going to be in the Universal Square. There's been a lot of rumors, kind of the Universal Plaza stage, and a lot of rumors there was going to be a K-pop Demon Hunters thing there.
Ooh.
Less out of any leaks, just because it's super popular and it feels like it makes sense for a fan fest. It's kind of in that, it's a very anime inspired animation style, so it feels like it's in the fan fest world. Even though I'm not a big fan, I think it would be cool to bring a lot of fun energy to the event. Again, something that's not a whole walkthrough, but could add a lot of value, get a lot of excitement. You could bring Back to the Future to a limited amount. You could set up a space where they have the DeLorean, and you can meet Doc and Marty. Doesn't have to be a whole show. It could just be, again, just use a meet and greet. You already have the costumes. You have the DeLoreans. Use them.
I mean, Scooby Doo has appeared at Universal at random all the time.
Right,
it's not like it's
been
something
there.
new.
You gotta have something.
Yeah.
New. Someone suggested that they turn the Mel's Diner area into a mini Back to the Future zone, and almost like a character dining experience where you're eating, and then Marty comes by the table and says hi, and I'm looking for a Pepsi free, and someone says, hey, you gotta pay for Pepsi, kid.
Oh my god, is this the the Scooby Doo extension?
But yeah, I think they're gonna put Scooby Doo extension up there, so I think that's off the table. But again, I think there's room, even if you don't have another walkthrough. I think it's a big mistake not to, even if you lost the IP, just find something in your own backlog. Or how about you make it a Universal Museum? Say, hey, we're gonna pull some props out of our old prop warehouse and turn that black box space into a walkthrough mini museum for Harry Potter and Universal monsters, and Scooby Doo, or whatever else we can just grab. Just something in the space to fill it out a little bit. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. That's my headline. I'm hoping it can.
The theme of tonight is hopeful.
And I think just as an attendee, as someone who is kind of locked into going no matter what, I think between Harry Potter and Scooby Doo, which I want to do more than once this year, I think there is enough value in the event for me individually that I'll have a good time. So I'm excited
we'll still
for
have
it.
a good time.
But what I want is not just for me to have a good time. I want this to be an event that prospers and grows and gets bigger every year until it's the same size as Horror Nights. And I don't think staying small is going to get us there. I think they need to dream big.
Explode in size. That's gonna be. I feel like that's gonna be a tough sell. Because they don't.
I don't think you're gonna get as many mazes as Horror Nights ever, because these are more expensive to do. The actors are speaking, and the sets are a little more involved. I mean, like contracting out. Although I don't know. I mean, the contracting out for Jim Henson to make the giant beholder. They also contract out to Jim Henson to make all the Freddy Fazbear animatronics. So I really don't know. I know Hornets probably brings in more money because it's a bigger crowd capacity, but it's also a lot more to do.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's
build
more
it and
stuff
they will
to
come.
do. Everything. No. Everything has like something. There's no empty space. There's no dead space.
Yeah.
Versus FanFest has a bunch of dead spaces all over the place.
I mean, in Universal Horror Nights, they seal off pretty much the whole Despicable Me, Secret Life of Pets area as soon as the event starts. They say this is the kid area. We don't want any crossover between this and the horror. But that's not true for FanFest. You could use that space, and maybe not for Despicable Me and Secret Life of Pets, but put something there. Like, is it's themed to London? So just think of throw Doctor Who in there. I don't know. Just anything. Use the space you have. Fill it out.
it'll be very exciting to see how they expand it to fill out more of the space. Or what they're probably gonna do is strategically place like kind of like building facades to make it look smaller. So it'll be like a more of a tighter fit. But
Well, we'll see.
the thing is,
Waiting
it's a lot of
for more
space.
news. I was hoping there would be more the time we recorded. Also waiting to hear more about the food. Last year it looked good. In all the previews, it looked really good. I was really excited for it. And then a lot of the food wasn't even what was shown in the previews, which was weird. So this year I'm hoping they step it up. I did think the food at Horror Nights this year was stepped up. What we had of it. So I'm hoping that carries over. But it is two different teams. Murdy goes to FanFest as an attendee. He's not involved in the process. It's two entirely separate teams at Universal Creative. So it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell at this point, but we're staying hopeful.
He wants it to be successful, but also want it to overshadow Horror Nights.
Well, does anything overshadow Horror Nights? Not in my heart.
Not yet. Anyways, maybe one day something we'll try.
Well, when I go to the Disney one, it will be so scary and good that I'll never want to go back. I'm sure.
Oh no.
No, we'll never go to the Disney one. It's impossible. It's impossible to get in.
Yeah.
All right. That's all. That's all I have for this episode.
Excellent.
We covered a lot of ground. I had really thought this was going to be a short, just fan fest, and then that whole Horror Nights really ate up a lot of time. There's a lot of nonsense in this episode. For those of you who don't like the nonsense, I'm sorry, but it's part of our brand, so you're gonna have to deal with it. And for those of you who do like the nonsense, what can I say? But you're welcome. Come back next time.
What can I say except you? Oh, that's Disney. We can't sing that. We can't sing that.
Yeah, you almost got us
cannot
copyright.
sing
You were
it.
you can say you can't sing it. That's gonna bring the rocks gonna crash through your wall. Be like, where is he? Where's that your brother?
whoa! Like I stopped
like, hey,
myself.
Mr. Johnson, it wasn't like that, bro.
Yeah. I was like, oh. All right.
All right, Alco. You have anything to say before we sign off?
Stay scared out there. No, actually, no. For FanFest,
stay fantastic.
test days. Fantastic. Let's go, guys.
Thank you for listening to this production of the Hollywood Horror Nerds. We know you have many options for your listening entertainment, and we're glad you chose us. Find us on Instagram at Hollywood Horror Nerds, on X at HW Horror Nerds, and on YouTube at Hollywood Horror Nerds. Be sure to subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite alternative podcast site to ensure you don't miss next month's episode. And until then, stay scared out there.